Hello students, today we will learn the illustration number 1 relating to a computation of business income as per section 28. So now see the question. I'll read out the question. Illustration number 1. Mr. Kumar is a proprietor of a business at Bangalore. His profit and loss account for the year ended 31st March 2020 are as follows. So on the debit side of profit and loss account, office expenses rupees 20,000, rent, rate and taxes rupees 12,000, general expenses rupees 4,000, personal expenses rupees 8,000, commission rupees 6,000, discount rupees 1,800, reserve for bad debt rupees 4,800, postage rupees 1,080, legal charges rupees 2,000, advertisement rupees 6,000, gift to employees rupees 600, fire insurance rupees 2,000, GST paid rupees 6,000. Repairs on house property rupees 2,000, loss on sale of car used for private purpose rupees 7,200, life insurance premium rupees 8,000, fines and penalties rupees 4,000, interest on capital rupees 2,000, audit fees rupees 2,000, interest on loan rupees 6,000, provision for depreciation rupees 10,000, provision for income tax rupees 14,000. And the gross profit 4 lakh, interest on government securities rupees 32,400, dividend rupees 4,000, share of income from firm rupees 20,000, rent from house property 32,400, and the net profit was 3,59,320. And the additional informations are given. Actual bad debt written off during the year rupees 3,000, depreciation allowable as per Income Tax Act rupees 6,000. Advertisement expenses include 2,000 spent on special advertisement campaign to open a new shop in the market. Third one, legal charges are in connection with the protection of a trademark. Next, fourth one, he carries on his business from a rented premise, half of which is used for his residence. Rent, rates and taxes include rupees 10,000 paid as a rent of the premises during the year. Bank loan is taken for a business purpose. Compute the business income and total income of Mr. Kumar for the assessment year 2020-21. So here Mr. Kumar, he is engaged in the business and he is incurring some expenses, so that is recorded on the debit side of profit and loss account, and he is received some of the income, and that is recorded on the credit side of a profit and loss account, and even the additional information also given. With this information we have to compute the business income as well as the total income of a Mr. Kumar for that assessment year 2020-21. So here, so to calculate this business income, we should know what is the format to calculate the business income. So format for computation of business income is, we have to start this illustration with the net profit. So net profit as per profit and loss account we have to take. Then we have to add disallowed expenses. So that is nothing but expenses which is not relating to business. We have to write one by one. So this one we can see from a debit side of profit and loss account. So on the debit side of profit and loss account we have to check one by one which are the expenses not relating to a businesses. So those expenses we have to select one by one, and that expenses we have to write here under disallowed expenses. Next we have to check the credit side of a profit and loss account, and there we have to write income to be treated separately, means the disallowed incomes. The incomes which is not relating to a business we have to take one by one. So that income we have to deduct here from the net profit. So after that we have to see the adjustment. We have to see the adjustment if there is any allowable expenses not allowed so far. If there is any allowable expenses which is not allowed so far, then that also we have to write. Then if there is any, there might be some other adjustment also, we have to go through it also. So we'll see this illustration. So Mr. Kumar is a proprietor of a business at Bangalore. So he is the owner of a business at Bangalore. So his profit and loss account for the year ended 31st March 2020 is given. So we'll see the debit side of profit and loss account one by one. If it is disallowed, then we have to mark it. Now see the debit side of profit and loss account one by one and find out which are the disallowed expenses here. So the first one is office expenses. Office expenses is allowed to a business. It is a allowed expenses. It is a expenses relating to a business, office expenses. So it is allowed. Then rent, rates, taxes. Actually it is allowed. Rent, rate, taxes are allowed. Then rent paid for the office building is allowed. Then general expenses is allowed. General expenses are allowed. The general expenses incurred for in the business for the day to day running of business, so that is allowed. Personal expenses, so personal expenses are not relating to business, so it is disallowed. Put a cross mark, it is disallowed. Disallowed means we have to add these expenses. Personal expenses are disallowed and this amount we have to add under disallowed expenses. Then commission paid is allowed expenses. In the businesses they have to pay the commissions for taking any orders. So commission is allowed expenses to the business. So if it is allowed, then keep as it is, don't do anything. If it is disallowed, then put a mark and we have to write under a disallowed expenses. Next, discount allowed is allowed business expenses, so it is relating to business expenses, so allowed. Reserve for bad debts, so all the reserves are disallowed, so we have to put a cross mark. Disallowed means we have to write under the disallowed expenses. Reserve for bad debts are disallowed. Bad debts are allowed, but reserve for bad debt is disallowed. Then postage expenses is a business related expenses, allowed it is. Legal charges actually allowed. If there is any disallowed expenses included in this, then we have to disallow it. So assuming this legal charge is incurred for business. Advertisement expenses also allowed to a business. Gift to employees, gift given to employees are allowed. If gift given to relatives are disallowed, gift to employees are allowed. Fire insurance premium, if it is paid for the office building, then it is allowed. If fire insurance is paid for a house property, then it is disallowed. So here there is no clear information about the fire insurance, so it is assuming this fire insurance is paid for a business only, for business building only, so it is allowed. GST paid is allowed. GST is a tax which is paid on a goods and services, so it is relating to a trading of a business activity, so GST paid is allowed. Then GST paid is nothing but tax on a goods and services, so it is allowed. Then repairs on house property, so house property means it is disallowed. House property expenses are not relating to business, it is relating to house property. It should not be taken under the debit side of profit and loss account. Next, loss on sale of car used for private purpose. So car is used for private purpose, disallowed it is, so disallowed. Then life insurance premium, the premium taken on the life insurance policy of a assessee. Kumar's life insurance, it is life insurance means it is not relating to business, it is his own expenses, so it is disallowed. Then fines and penalties, so fines and penalties he has been paid for breaking any law, so it is his mistake, it is not relating to business expense, so it is disallowed. Then interest on capital is a personal expenses, it is not relating to a businesses, so it is disallowed. Then audit fees is paid for a auditing work, for the auditing of a company's record. Fees has been paid to the auditors, so that is a business related expense, so it is allowed. Then interest on loan, if they give any information about loan, whether it is used for business purpose or personal purpose, then if it is personal purpose, then disallowed. If it is business purpose, then allowed. So there is adjustment, we'll see later. Then provision for depreciation, any provisions disallowed. Provisions and reserves are disallowed, so it is disallowed, both are disallowed. Provision for depreciation is allowed, but provision for depreciation is disallowed. Provision for income tax also disallowed. So these are the disallowed items from a debit side of a profit and loss account. These expenses we have to add it to the net profit under disallowed expenses. Next, see the credit side. Here, interest on government security. Interest on government securities are not relating to business. This Kumar has invested in the government securities and he received an interest income from that investment in the government security. It is an income he is receiving from other source, so it should not be taken under business income. So interest on government securities are disallowed, and it is the other source income. So here in this question they asked to calculate the total income also. So under the section 56, under income from other source, we have to take it again. Once we have to take as a disallowed income, and again it is taken as a other source income. Next, dividend income, only income should be taken while calculating total income. Then dividend income is a disallowed. It is a not business related income. It is a income he is receiving from the investment in the shares. So it is not relating to a business. So it is disallowed. Share of income from a firm. So firm means it is from a partnership firm. So income received from a partnership firm is not relating to a business. For the business means what? It is a manufacturing, trading, buying and selling of goods and services. It is not this income, share of income is not from a business. It is from a partnership firm. So it is disallowed. So these are the other source income. Then rent from house property is not relating to house business income. It is disallowed, and it is a house property income, section 22. Under section 22 we have to take these income, and these three income we have to take under section 56. So these credit side items we have to take under the disallowed income for the credit side of profit and loss account. While writing credit side of profit and loss account, once we have to take here, and again while calculating the GTA, see here in this question they asked to calculate the business income as well as total income. So here we have to calculate even the total income. So total income means they might give the information relating to these 5 heads of income. So here there are income means there is a other source income, so that should be written here under the head income from other source. And house property income, we have rent from house property, that should be written under the income from house property. And business income we have to write as we calculate now. Then so this is about the credit side of a profit and loss account. Now we'll see the additional information. So see here, following further information is given. So under that, actual bad debt written off during the year. First one is actual bad debt written off during the year. So this is a allowable bad debt. Actually bad debt written off in the year is 3000, but they have not recorded the bad debt here. On the debit side they have not recorded the bad debt. Reserve for bad debt is different. It is actual bad debt written off is 3000 is actually it is a allowable expenses, not allowed so far, but we have to deduct here that expenses we have to deduct. Bad debt written off 8000 we have to deduct. So this one we have to deduct under allowable expenses, not allowable so far. Then if you want, instead of writing putting cross mark, disallowed expense should be added, right? You can put a plus sign here, and here we can use a minus sign. Next this should be deducted. All these expenses should be added, this should be deducted. Then depreciation allowable as per Income Tax Act. So here, see here in the debit side of a profit and loss account, they have not given the depreciation. Provision for depreciation is different. They have not recorded the depreciation. So actually it is a depreciation is a allowable depreciation. Allowable expenses not recorded in the profit and loss account. It is not allowed so far. It is given in the adjustment, should be deducted. So this one also we have to deduct. Two amount we have to deduct under allowable expenses not allowed so far. Next, advertising expenses include 2000 spent on special advertising campaign to open a new shop in the market. So in this advertising expense, where is the advertisement? 6000 is given. In this 6000, 2000 amount of advertisement is spent for the special advertising campaign to open a new shop in the market. So this is a allowable advertisement expenses. It is a advertisement incurred on a special advertising campaign to open a new shop in a market is a allowable one. So this allowable expenses already recorded here, so no effect for this. It is allowable and advertisement is recorded here, so don't do any effect for this. We should not add or deduct it because it is already included in this net profit. It is allowable, so don't do any effect for that adjustment. Ignore it. It is allowable. Just write a note for it. Advertisement expenses which is spent on special advertising campaign to open a new shop in a market is allowed expenses, allowed business expenses. Next, legal charges are in the connection with the protection of trademark. So here legal charges given in the question, legal charges are given. It is relating to the protection of trademark. So trademark, protecting the trademark is allowed. Protecting the trademark or a business asset is allowed. If it is protecting the defect of a business asset, then it is disallowed. So this one is allowed. Protection of a trademark allowed. If expenses is incurred in the defect in the title of business, then it is disallowed. But and even legal expenses incurred for to defend the criminal liability is disallowed, but it is relating to trademark means it is relating to a business, so it is allowed. So already recorded that expenses, so it is allowed. So no effect for this adjustment, no adjustment we have to make, no treatment for this, we have to ignore this point because it is allowed. If it is disallowed, then we have to add it under disallowed expense. Okay, then so here both advertisement expenses spent on special advertising campaign as well as legal expenses incurred in connection with the protection of trademark, both are allowed. So when it is allowed, no effect. Okay, we should not do any effect because these allowed expenses already included here. These allowed expenses included in the advertisement expenses in the debit side of profit. It is recorded on the debit side of profit and loss account, and this also allowed expenses which is included in the legal charges. It is already debited in the profit and loss account, so it is allowed. So here while explaining, I have put a cross mark here. Instead of putting a cross mark, use the add symbol because the debit side shows about disallowed expenses. Put a add symbol here, and the credit side shows about the disallowed income. So we have to deduct the disallowed income. So put a minus symbol because it should be deducted and it should be added. So see the adjustment. Next point. He carries on his business from a rented premises, half of which is used for his residence. So he carries his business. So this business activity is carries in a rented premises. So it is not a owner of the building. He is carrying the business in a rented premises. In that, half of which is used for his residence. So half is used for a resident and remaining half is used for a business purpose. So we have to take the rent paid for the here rent paid is given, rent. So this rental expenses we have to take only for the business purpose. See here how much rent is paid. Rent rate taxes include 10,000 rupees, 10,000 paid as a rent of the premises during the year. So total 10,000 rent is paid for the full premises. For the rented premises he paid 10,000 as a rent, but half of the premise or a building used for a resident means only remaining half is used for a business purpose. In this 10,000 rent paid, only the 50% is a business expense. In this total 10,000 rent, only the 50% is treated as a business expense because it is a rent paid for a business purpose, and remaining 50% of rent paid is used for his resident. It is a personal expense. It is not taken as a business expenses. So here in the rent rates, out of 10,000 we have to take only 50% as allowed. So remaining 50% is disallowed. So in the actually this rent rates taxes is allowed, but here in the 10,000 out of this total 12,000, in the 10,000 amount 50% is used for the own residence. So that is we have to take it as a disallowed. So we have to add disallowed expenses should be added. Then bank loan is taken for business purpose. So here they have given interest on loan. Here loan is taken for business purpose. Loan is taken for business purpose. So interest on loan paid also allowed expense as it is a loan taken for business purpose. If suppose if they give bank loan is taken for personal purpose, then interest on this loan is disallowed. Here we have to give as allowed. We should not add as a disallowed expense because this loan is taken for business purpose. So with this information we have to compute business income as well as total income. So along with the disallowed expenses, there are some adjustments given relating to a disallowed expenses. One is advertisement expenses, legal charges and rent paid bank loan. So these also we have to effect while calculating the disallowed expenses. Now we'll work out the solution. So the solution, write the heading computation of business income of Mr. Kumar for the assessment year 2020-21. So particulars and to amount column. So as per format, we have to take first the net profit as per profit and loss account. So that is the amount. So that is 3,59,320. So net profit as per profit and loss account should be written in the second amount column, 3,59,320. Next we have to add the disallowed expenses. So the disallowed expenses, to write this disallowed expenses, we have to see the debit side of profit and loss account. So we have marked whatever the disallowed expenses. So first one is office expense allowed, rent rates, taxes actually allowed, but in the adjustment they have given one point. Business is carried in the rented premises, and here the total building is used. In the total building, half of the building is used for a residence purpose. So means out of total rent paid, only 50% is business expense. So the part of a rent paid for a business premises is allowed, and the remaining 50% which is used for a residence purpose is disallowed. So that is a rent paid for a here under disallowed expense we have to write rent paid for a residential purpose. So rent paid for residential purpose is not relating to business, it is disallowed, it is residential purpose. So out of total 10,000 rent paid, half is used for residential purpose. So 50% is used for residential purpose, so that 50% we have to take as a disallowed expenses. Next, general expenses are allowed, personal expenses disallowed. So under disallowed expenses we have to add personal expenses. So personal expenses amount 8,000. Personal expenses amount 8,000. Next one. Next, commission allowed, discount allowed, reserve for bad debt is disallowed. So this one 4,800 we have to take under disallowed expenses. So reserve for bad debt 4,800 is disallowed. Next one. Postage is allowed, legal charges, here they have given adjustment relating to legal charges. Legal charges are in connection with the protection of trademark, so it is allowed. So when it is allowed, we have to ignore, means it should be there in the profit and loss account only. We should not need not delete from a profit and loss account. Then advertisement, so advertisement also relating to advertisement there is a adjustment. So that is a 2,000 which is spent for the special advertising campaign which is allowed. So when it is allowed, so it should be there in the debit side of profit and loss account. We should not delete. Only for deleting purpose we are adding to the net profit. Then gift to employees are allowed. Fire insurance, there is no clear information about the fire insurance policy is taken for business premise or house property. So we are assuming it as it is for used for a business purpose. So you can write note there, assuming for a business purpose, right here assuming for business purpose. Then GST paid is allowed. Repairs on house property is disallowed. So 2,000 we have to add. So repairs on house property 2,000 should be added under disallowed expenses. Next, loss on sale of car used for private purposes is disallowed. So we have to add private purpose, it is disallowed, we have to add. So amount is 7,200. Next one, life insurance premium 8,000. It is not relating to business, it is personal expenses, so disallowed. Life insurance premium 8,000. So life insurance premium 8,000 disallowed. Next, fines and penalties are disallowed. Interest on capital also disallowed. So write both also. Fines and penalty 4,000 and so fines and penalties 4,000, interest on capital 2,000. Next one is audit fees are allowed. Interest on loan, so here loan is taken for business, so interest on loan also, interest paid on loan also allowed. Provision for depreciation and provision for income tax are disallowed. So right, so provision for depreciation is 10,000, provision for income tax is 14,000. So that is over. Debit side, all the expenses are over. So we have to check again any additional information whether there is any disallowed expenses. This is allowable. We have to write later. Advertisement expense over. Legal charges over. Then rent paid for a residential purpose is disallowed. Bank loan also over. So all the disallowed expenses over. So now we have to total the debit side. We have to total the disallowed expenses. So it comes to 65,000. So if you add this 65,000 to the net profit, it is equal to 4,24,320. So next we have to take the income to be treated separately. So income to be treated separately is nothing but it is a disallowed incomes. So for writing disallowed incomes, we have to see the credit side of profit and loss account. So now see the credit side here. First one is interest on government security should be it is a disallowed income. Dividend income also disallowed. Share of income from firm disallowed. Rent from house property is disallowed. So write one by one disallowed incomes under the income to be treated separately head. So all these incomes are not relating to business, so it should be taxed in other head. It should not be taxed under business income head. So it is separated from a credit side of profit and loss account by deducting it from the net profit. So the total is equal to 88,800. So when you deduct it from the above value, so that is equal to 3,35,520. 3,35,520. So next, so that is over. Income to be treated separately. So next we have two more expenses, which is allowable expenses not allowed so far. So write deduct. Next step less. So allowable expenses not allowed so far, it should be given under the adjustment part. So now see here, there are two allowable expenses. Actual bad debt written off during the year is 3,000, but it is not recorded in the profit and loss account, debit side of profit and loss account. And even the depreciation allowable also not recorded. So write both expenses. So actual bad debt written off is 3,000. Depreciation allowable as per IT Act, Income Tax Act is 6,000. So total it is 9,000. So if you deduct it from my above value, it will be 3,26,520. So this is nothing but business income. So this is nothing but business income. So this income should be taxed as per section 28 of Income Tax Act. While calculating gross total income under section 28, under the head business income, we have to take 3,26,520. So this is about the business income. Now we have to calculate the total income. Now write the heading computation of total income, particulars and two amount column. So total income is nothing but we have to add the 5 heads of income here. So the namely first section 15 salary income. All the income will be written on the credit side of profit and loss account. To write the salary income, we have to see the credit side of profit and loss account. So there is no salary income. So it is nil. Next section 22 income from house property. So section 22 income from house property. Relating to house property, we have to see the credit side here. Again there is a information relating to house property, rent from house property. So here Mr. Kumar has received a rental income from a house property, rupees 32,400 is a rental income he received from a house property. So this rental income should be taxed under section 22 of income from house property, but the actual rent received is not a taxable. We have to apply the conditions for calculating the taxable value from a income from house property. If there is a municipal value, fire rental value, standard rent, then we have to compare with it. If there is no other information, then rent received itself taken as a annual value, gross annual value. So the rent received given in this question, rent received given in this question is 32,400. So 32,400 is taken as a gross annual value. So from gross annual value, we have to deduct municipal tax paid by the assessee. If this Kumar or a owner of a property, the one who receive a rent, has paid the municipal tax paid by the owner or a assessee, the taxpayer. So then we have to deduct. So there is no information relating to municipal tax paid on the debit side of profit and loss account. So it will be nil. So 32,400 itself taken as an annual value. From annual value we have to give a standard deduction at 30%. So standard deduction at 30%. So that is 32,400 into 30% is equal to 9,720. So if there is a interest on loan, then that deduction also deductible here. So there is no interest on loan. Interest paid on loan is not given for a residential purpose. So interest on loan is given for this is a business purpose. That is not same. Interest on loan, if it is taken for a house property, then we can deduct here. So the final taxable income from a house property is rupees 22,680. 22,680 is the income from house property. So next section 28 is about business income and professional income. So Mr. Kumar is engaged in the business activity. So he earn a income, business income. So how much? It is rupees 3,26,520. So it is taxable under section 28. So under section 28, 3,26,520 is the income he should be taxed for that business income. Next section 45 is relating to capital gain. So if there is any short term capital gain and long term capital gain, then we have to write here. So we have to see here the about short term capital gain and long term capital gain. So there is no such information about capital gain, so it is nil. Next section 56, income from other source. So here we have income from other source like interest on government securities are taxable and other source. Dividend income is from income from other source. Share of income from firm also income from other source. So there is no other items. Rent we have taken under house property. So now write the three income which is received from other source heads. So we will write one by one. So here interest on government security amount is 32,400. Then dividend income, dividend here it is not given the dividend where he received, but he is working at business, it is at Bangalore. So it is assuming dividend he received from India. Dividend received from India is not taxable, it is exempt. You already learned in the residential status chapter under scope of income. Dividend income received in India is exempt. Dividend from foreign company is taxable. Then share of income from a firm, this is also exempt as per section 10. As per section 10 under tax free income, we have learned about the share of income. The whatever the income the partner received from a firm, partnership firm, is exempt in the hands of partner, because the firm will be paying a tax on the total income what they receive. The partner what they receive the share of income, on that share of income partners need not pay the tax. So being a partner, Kumar has received a income from a partnership firm, so that is not taxable in the hands of a Kumar. We are calculating the total income of Kumar here, so it is not taxable in the hands of Kumar, so it is exempt. So total 32,400 is a taxable income under section 56. So the total 5 heads of income is equal to 3,81,600. So this is nothing but gross total income. Adding total 5 heads of income is nothing but GTI 3,81,600. So this is about the gross total income. To calculate the total income, now we have to deduct the deduction under section 80. Deduction under section 80. So if there is any deduction under section 80, then we have to deduct. So for the deduction under section 80, we have to see the debit side. Deductions means for the any expenses or a payment made by a taxpayer, he can claim deductions. So here we can see here that life insurance premium. So this Kumar has paid a premium policy, LIC premium for the life insurance policy taken. So this for this premium, LIC premium, he can claim deduction under section 80C. So under 80C, for the LIC premium paid, he can claim deduction. So that is LIC premium paid how much? 8,000. So for this 8,000 he can claim deduction, but there is no other investments or payments made by the Kumar relating to the where he can claim a deduction. So there is no other payments, donations or any other deductions. There is no other investments or expenses made by the Kumar where he can claim a deduction. So only one deduction, that is life insurance premium, no other deduction. So now after deducting this ETC deduction, we will arrive at total income, that is 3,81,600 minus 8,000 is equal to 3,73,600 is a total income. So this is nothing but total income. So on this total income he has to pay the tax. So the total income is equal to 3,73,600. So his total income exceeds 2,50,000. So he has to file the income tax return mandatory as his income exceeds rupees 2,50,000. So he has to file a income tax return here. So this is about the total income of a Mr. Kumar calculation. So here we have not done the treatment for the two adjustments, that is advertisement expenses and legal charges, because it is allowed. So now you can write a note, that is advertisement expenses spent, write note. So write note to advertisement expenses which is spent on a special advertising campaign to open a new shop or a new branch in a market is allowed expenses. So this allowed expenses already included in the advertisement expenses which is debited to a profit and loss account. So again no need to include. So it is allowed, so already included, so ignore it. Then legal expenses also, it is a connection with the protection of trademark is allowed, and it is already included in the legal charges. So it is so don't again deduct to record. It is allowable expenses, but it is already included, so ignore it. Then rent paid for a residential purpose is disallowed. So there is a rent paid, total rent paid, in that half of the property is used for residential purpose, so 50% is taken as so the 50% of rent paid is disallowed. So write note for that, rent paid for residential purpose is disallowed. So here 50% of rent paid which is paid for the residential purpose is disallowed. This is about the business income computations, business income as well as total income calculations. On this total income he has to pay a income tax.